Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to today's yoga class. My name is Candace with YogaByCandace.com, and I'm filming this in partnership with Hotel Marlowe, a Kimpton hotel in Cambridge. What I love about this hotel is they really promote in-room peace because they unroll a yoga mat in every single room. As you can see, here I am at the hotel. We're going to do a 60-minute slow flow yoga class. So when you're ready, have a seat on your mat and let's get started. So come into a comfortable seated position on your mat and roll your shoulders back, palms facing up. Go ahead and close your eyes and tilt your chin until you feel it's parallel with the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth with a sigh. Go. And as you do, notice that your shoulders relax away from your ears. Notice that you become more grounded. And then take another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale fully through your mouth, completely emptying your lungs. Last time, deep breath in. And exhale fully through your mouth. From here, close your mouth but part your teeth. And begin to breathe in and out evenly through your nose. See if you can make your inhales and exhales of equal length. And see if you can flick the switch to your thoughts. So you're thinking nothing, you're doing nothing, not worried about anything, setting aside any kind of stress, to-do lists, things that are on your mind, just setting them aside for right now and arriving into the present moment. As you inhale, follow the breath up through the base of your spine, all the way up through the crown of your head, noticing that as you inhale, you get taller. And then as you exhale, feel yourself more firmly rooted into the mat. Strong foundation. And then go ahead and scan your body from your head to your toes, just checking in to see where you're holding any tension. Check the space between the eyebrows, corners of your mouth, corners of your eyes, shoulders, and wherever you find any stress, just see if you can use the breath to let it go. Now set an intention for your practice. It's just a positive statement or something you'd like to focus on for this practice. And then when you're ready, quietly open up your eyes. And on your next inhale, take your right hand to your left knee. Left hand back behind you. Sit nice and tall. This is a really passive stretch, so you're not trying to twist too hard. But initiate your twist from your navel. And then when you're ready, come back to center and take it over to the other side. Sitting nice and tall, looking out over your shoulder, your left eye, and then inhale, come back to center. On your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers behind your head, draw your chin to your chest, sit nice and tall, and just breathe into the back of your neck. You can let your eyes close and go inward if that feels good for you. And then on your next inhale, sit nice and tall. Take your left fingertips to the opposite side of your head and gently draw your ear towards your shoulder. And then breathe length and space into the side of your neck, the top of your shoulder here. On your next inhale, sit nice and tall, take it to the other side. Inhale, sit nice and tall. I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit better from the side. You're going to bring your arms out in front of you, and then bring your left arm over top of your right, like eagle arms, and lift your hands to the sky. Now, if this is too much for you, you can just press your forearms together. So breathing deeply here. As you inhale, slightly lift your elbows. As you exhale, just settle the elbows down a little bit, but keep your spine nice and tall. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. From here, gently unwind, take it to the other side. Now, the reason we do this is to open up the space between the shoulder blades. So as you inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, draw your elbows down. These are very subtle, gentle movements, not aggressive. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Last time, lift. Exhale, pull down. From here, gently release. And you're going to take your hands down to the mat, shoulder distance. Come onto your fingertips. And just take a look at your legs. So I have my left foot out in front of me a little bit. My legs aren't stacked. My right heel is as close to the pelvis as it can comfortably be. My fingertips are on the mat. Take a deep breath in, ripple up through your spine. And then as you exhale, just walk your hands out however far feels good for you. Some of you may be all the way down onto the ground. Some of you may be here and feeling like this is definitely enough. So just do what feels best for you and let that be enough. With each inhale, find some movement up through your spine, and then exhale, melt your heart down as you walk your hands out. Inhale, roll up through your spine. Exhale, a little bit further with your fingertips. Now, wherever you are, you're going to push into your fingertips to make sure that your hips are rooted down into the mat. Deep breath in, full breath out. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to walk your hands back to your legs. And when you get there, hands are firmly planted on the ground. Round your back, tuck your chin, push the mat away, and breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, rise up so you're sitting nice and tall. Bring your hands back behind you. Press into the mat, lift your hips, lift your chest, let your head go if that's okay for your neck. Breathe into your shoulders, into your chest, into the fronts of the hips, and then gently release. And you'll bring the right foot out in front of you and the left heel as close to your pelvis as you can. Roll your shoulders back, sit nice and tall. Fingertips come down, hands shoulder distance. Deep breath in, ripple up through your spine. Exhale, walk yourself forward. Deep breath in, ripple up through your spine. Exhale, walk yourself forward. And just go as far as feels good for you. When you start to feel something through the backs of your hips, just stop there and let that be enough. And then just breathe. Breathe lots. Breathe deeply. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your legs. And once you get there, hands shoulder distance, hands firmly planted on the mat. Press into the mat to push the mat away, round your back. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then ripple up through your spine so you're sitting nice and tall. Hands come back behind you. Press into your hands. Lift your hips, lift your chest. Let your head go back if that's okay for your neck. And gently release. From here, we're going to roll over the knees, coming onto all fours. So you want to have your hands shoulder distance. Your knees are hip distance, and then curl your toes. Don't put the toes or the tops of the feet on the mat. You want to curl your toes. From here, you're going to press back into a child's pose that's just a little bit different. With your toes curled, it's going to give you a good stretch across the bottoms of your feet. So if you've been traveling, this is a really great stretch to do. Reach your arms out in front of you. Let your head come down to the mat. Breathe. As you inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Slide your left arm underneath your right, palm facing up. And then you can bring your right arm down. The left side of your head can come down as well. Little gentle, subtle twist here. And then slowly lift. Take it to the other side. We're going to move a little bit faster here, but maintaining the slow Vinyasa flow style. Inhale, lift, and come back to all fours. So hands underneath shoulders, spread your fingers as much as you can. And then as you inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone. And as you exhale, press the mat away from you, round your back, lower your chin to your chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, curl your toes and lift your hips up for your first downward dog. So it's your very first downward dog with a practice, so do any movements you need to. Shake your head out, pedal your legs out, and then eventually find your way into stillness. You want to picture your body as an upside down letter V. So really push the mat away, long armpits, spread your fingers and dig into the mat. Invite your heels to come down, but if they don't come down, no worries, that's fine. If you need to bend your knees, that's totally cool too. You just want to keep lifting up your hips and pushing the mat away. On your next inhale, step forward with your right foot and set your left knee down. Once you're here, inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, and then press your hips forward. Lift your chest for a mini back bend here. Look slightly up. Take a deep breath in. Another deep breath in, full breath out. And then on your third breath in, press into your back leg to lift up. Arms come apart, arms overhead, then plug your arms into the body. From here, hands come down, step back into plank position. You're going to come into chaturanga, which is like a push-up position. Then roll over your toes for upward facing dog. And come into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Then on your next inhale, step forward with your left leg. Right knee comes down, lift your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, hands to your heart, press your hips forward, reach your chest up to the sky, look slightly up, little mini back bend here. Deep breath in, full breath out. And then on your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead, press into your back leg, coming into high lunge. So you'll feel a good stretch here through your hip flexor. Your left knee is about 90 degrees or slightly bigger. From here, bring your hands down to the ground, step back for plank pose, go through chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. From here, inhale onto your toes, bend your knees, look between your thumbs. You have the option to step forward or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. If you need to bend your knees to modify, that's totally fine. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. As you inhale, look down at your feet, press your feet together if they're not. Lift your toes up, spread them as wide as you can, set them down. Roll your shoulders back, and then activate your quadriceps. So you're going to lift your kneecaps to do that, and then firm up the fronts of your legs. Let your arms hang heavy, hands naturally fall in front of your body. And then as you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up, press your hands together. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look ahead. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg high, spread your toes. Bend your knee, and then draw a big circle with your knee. One more time. Last time. At the end of that last time, you're going to step your right foot to the front of the mat. Keep your knee close to your chest as you do it. And then from here, we're going to find our way into Warrior One. So the left foot, your back foot, is going to come down fully onto the ground about 45 degrees. Then bring your hands to your hips. Make sure your hips are facing forward. If they're not, just shimmy your right foot out to the right a little bit. And then make sure your left toes are about 45 degrees out away from you to the left. From here, lift your arms up overhead. Then bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Two more breaths here. Last breath in and out. Then from here, hands come down to the mat. Step back into plank pose. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. As you're here, just take a second to close your eyes and bring to mind your intention that you had set at the beginning of practice. Inhale, lift your left leg high, spread the toes. And then from here, bend your knee, draw a big circle. One more. Last one. And at the end of this last one, you're going to bring your knee in towards your chest, step forward to the front of the mat. And then with your right foot, bring the foot flat on the ground, toes about 45 degrees away from you. Rise up. Warrior One on the other side. Bring your hands to your hips and clarify your foundation if you need to. Your hips should be facing forward, your front knee about 90 degrees, or the knee can be slightly behind your ankle, but never in front of the ankle. Arms come up overhead, and then hands to your heart. Deep breath in, and out. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Hands come down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down onto your belly. From here, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hands firmly planted on the ground. Forearms are parallel. And then from here, roll your shoulders back. Press into your forearms and lift for Sphinx pose. Press into the tops of your feet. Get as long as you can. And then slowly come down, hands underneath shoulders, curl your toes, lift your knees, press up, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale onto your toes, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your legs together as you sit low for Utkatasana, chair pose. Most of the weight is in your heels here. And then just check to be sure you're not arching your back too much. You want to slightly tuck your tailbone, long spine. And then inhale, shift your weight over to your left foot as you pick your right foot up and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Spread your right toes. Breathe here. The closer you bring your heart towards your shin, the more you're going to feel a good stretch through your hips. And if you've been traveling, this is a really great pose to do. This is called standing pigeon pose. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift to stand tall on your left leg, and then step back with your right foot. Find your way into warrior two. So for warrior two, we want to have the outer edge of that right foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Hips are even, so try not to, if you're like this, fix yourself. Then your front knee here is going to be about 90 degrees. Open up your arms. Arms should be parallel with the ground. Look out over your left middle finger. Now without really moving your head, just look down and check out your left toes. You should be able to see your first few toes. And if you can't, just track your knee out away from you a little bit so you can see. As you inhale, lift your left arm high. And then as you exhale, windmill your arms down. Step back, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale onto your toes. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in. As you exhale, sit low, squeeze your legs together, chair pose. Draw shoulder blades toward one another, most of the weight in your heels. Then as you inhale, lift your left leg, cross left ankle over right thigh, spread your left toes. The closer you bring your heart towards your shin, the better you're going to feel a good stretch through the back of your left leg. Inhale, stand tall, and then slowly step your left foot back for warrior two. I'm just going to switch so you can see me better. So looking back at your left leg, you want to have the outer edge of your left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Check your hips. You want to have your hips even, and then right knee about 90 degrees, and you should be able to see your first few toes. Open up your arms, arms parallel to the ground. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Look out over your right middle finger. As you inhale, lift your right arm, breathe space in between your ribs here, and then windmill your arms down, step back, plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale onto your toes, bend your knees, step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, and then sink low, Utkatasana, chair pose. Then when you're ready, stand tall. So standing at the front of your mat, take your feet together. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees a little bit, and then heel toe your feet so they're slightly wider than hip distance, and then sit low so you're in a squatting position. Now, if this is too much for you, you can rise up onto the balls of your feet and stay there. We're coming into Malasana pose. So you're going to bring your hands to your heart and then use your elbows to open up your legs. From here, open up your arms, taking your right fingertips down to the ground. Lift your left arm high, look up. You have the option to stay here or wrap that right arm around the front of your shin and grab hold with your left hand. If this is a lot for you, you can use a belt or a tie or a yoga strap to help connect your hands. From here, we'll gently release. Come back to Malasana. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And then open up the arms again. Left fingertips come down to the ground. Right arm reaches up. Look up and stay here. Or bend your arms, grab hold, and keep looking up over your right shoulder with your left eye. Draw shoulder blades toward one another. Keep your chest nice and broad and breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Bring your hands down to the ground. Hands are a little bit wider than shoulder distance. Spread your fingers as much as you can. And then from here, you're going to lift your hips up. Place your knees as high up your arms as you can. Now look in front of you, not straight down.
You're certainly entitled to that opinion.
Lift your hips, look in front of you, not straight down. We're coming into crow pose here. So what you're going to do is lift one foot, spread the toes. Maybe you're just going to stay here for today, or maybe you want to lift both feet. Round your back as much as you can, and instead of letting your legs, the weight of your legs, rest on your arms, see if you can perch here. When you're ready to come down, gently release. Come back into Malasana pose. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Then from here, hands come down, step back into plank pose. And chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. And then from here, hands to your heart. We're going to step to the front of the mat and balance on that right leg. Once you're here, bring your left foot into the side. So I'm just going to turn so you can see me better. You have the option to bring it to the side of your calf muscle or the inner thigh. Whatever you do, just don't place the foot on the inside of the knee, the inside edge of your knee. So that's just not great for your knee joint. Roll your shoulders back, and as hard as you push in with that foot, push back with your standing leg. So you have two opposing lines of energy here. Then you have the option to keep your hands here, out to the side, up overhead, or to your hips. Whatever feels best for you, go ahead and do that. Wherever you are, you want to find one place in front of you that's not moving. Just focus your energy right there. And if you want an added challenge, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And if you fall, don't worry, that's totally normal. From here, reach down and grab hold of that foot and bring it into your hip crease, the place where your right leg meets your torso. Then bring your left hand to your heart. Stand nice and tall here and breathe. Gently release, and go ahead and just shake it out. And then come to the top of your mat, feet together. Arms up overhead as you inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back to plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high, spread the toes. Step forward to the front of the mat. Rise up for high lunge. Once you're in high lunge, find your sense of balance. And then from here, we're slowly going to come to stand on the left foot, finding your way into tree pose, however feels best for you. So the foot can come to the outside edge of the calf muscle or up into the inner thigh. Just just not on the inside edge of that knee. As hard as you push in with this foot, you want to push back with this standing leg. So you have those two opposing lines of energy. And then just decide what you're going to do with your hands. Arms can be up overhead, out to the side, hands to the hips, hands to your heart. Whatever feels best for you, go ahead and do that. Roll your shoulders back, shoulders away from your ears. Relax the space between your eyebrows and breathe. When you're ready, slowly bend your knee a little bit, reach down and grab a hold of that foot and bring it into your left hip crease, the place where your left leg meets your torso. Then bring your right hand to your heart, take a deep breath in. 2 more breaths just like that. And when you're ready, gently release. And go ahead and shake it out. From here, come to the back of your yoga mat and take a big step forward with your right foot and then shimmy your right foot out to the right a little bit. Look down at your left foot. You want to turn your toes out just the slightest bit to the left. Hips are facing forward, so hands to your hips and really make sure your hips are facing forward. Then you're going to activate your leg muscles, so firm up your quadriceps. Bring your right hand to your low back, left arm out in front of you. Deep breath in, grow as tall as you can. And as you exhale, come forward. Reach as far forward as you can. When you can't go any further, bring your left fingertips down to the ground. If that's not working for you and you need to have some sort of prop here, go ahead and grab a yoga block or any kind of thing that you can put under here so that you are comfortable. Your low back needs to stay flat. And you have the option to just stay here and hang out here, or roll your right shoulder up to the sky, lift your right arm. We'll release the same way we went in. So hand comes to the low back, rise up onto the fingertips. You can bend that front knee a little bit and then rise all the way up. Step back. Take it to the other side. Big step forward with the left foot. Shimmy the left foot out to the left a little bit. Look down to the right foot. Turn the right toes out slightly to the right. Hips are even. Hips are facing forward. Left hand to your low back. Right arm out in front of you. Deep breath in. Get as tall as you can. And then come forward. When you can't go any further, bring your right hand down to the ground or on a prop. And then from here, you have the option of just staying here if this is really intense through your left hamstring. Or if you need a little bit more, you can roll your left shoulder up to the sky and lift your left arm. Gently release, hand to your low back, fingertips, bend the front knee. Rise all the way up and step back and shake it out. From here, you're going to come into the middle of your mat. Roll your shoulders back, feet together. Find one place in front of you that's not moving, that's eye level, and then lift your arms up overhead. Bring your right hand out to the side, palm facing up, and your right elbow in towards your side body. From here, shift your weight over to your left foot and bring your right foot back behind you. Reach back behind you and grab hold of that foot from the inside arch. Spread your toes, and then when you're ready, come forward. Body down, leg up, breathe. Rise all the way up when you're ready. Gently release and shake it out. So taking it to the other side, feet together, roll your shoulders back. Find one place to look in front of you that's not moving and that's eye level, and then lift your arms up overhead. And bring your left hand out to your side. Palm facing up, left elbow into your side body. Shift your weight over to your right foot, lift your left foot back behind you, reach back and grab hold from the inside arch. Spread your left toes, reach forward with your right arm, and lift your back leg. Breathe. Gently release when you're ready, and then go ahead and shake it out. So from here, come to the front of your yoga mat, feet together, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Then from here, plant your hands and step back into a plank pose. Once you're in plank, bring your left hand to the center of your yoga mat and roll onto the knife edge of your left foot. Now, if this is a lot for you, you can come down onto your left leg as shown here. Otherwise, stack your feet, lift your right arm, and breathe. Keep lifting your hips up. And then from here, come back into plank pose and take it to the other side. Right hand to the center. Stack your feet or modify by bringing your right foot or right leg down as I showed on the other side, and breathe. Gently release, coming back into plank. From here, go right into downward facing dog and then lift your right leg. Bring your right foot to the front of the mat, and we're setting the leg down for pigeon pose. So a lot of people ask me if this right shin needs to be parallel to the short edge of the mat. Textbook, yes, but because a lot of us have sedentary lifestyles, it's really hard on the knees to do that. So if it's not comfortable for you, don't force anything. Do what feels good for you. So if that means you have a shin that's going diagonally, that's totally fine. You want to have your hips facing forward here. So if that's not happening for you, or you're feeling like you're rolling back here, you can just slide a yoga block or a rolled towel underneath your right hip, and that'll help you to face forward with your hips. From here, roll your shoulders back, puff your chest out, and you're going to breathe into your left hip flexor, which is really where you're going to feel this stretch. You have a couple options here. You can stay here, or if you want to take it deeper, you can lift your back leg, spread the toes, or if you want to go deeper, you can grab hold of that back foot, or if you want to take it deeper than that, you can go into mermaid pose by bringing the foot into the elbow crease and clasping the hands like this. This is pretty intense though, so I wouldn't do it unless you are very open through your hips. Wherever you are, just breathe. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your arms forward. You have the option to stay on the forearms or to stack the forearms, rest your head, or extend your arms all the way out in front of you, resting your head on the mat. Do what works for you. I'm going to take about 3 to 5 breaths here. From here, rise up, bring the hands underneath your shoulders, curl your left toes, lift the left knee, step back into plank, go right into downward facing dog. Make any movements you need to here in order to feel good. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift the left leg, spread the toes, and step the left shin to the front of the mat for pigeon on the other side. You might find that one side is easier than the other. That's totally normal. Roll your shoulders back, and then do the variation that feels best for you. You can stay here, you can lift that back leg, you can do the mermaid pose, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, begin to walk your arms out, finding the variation that feels best for you, and settling in for 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready, rise up, hands underneath your shoulders, curl your right toes, lift your right knee, and step back for plank. Go right into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise onto your toes, bend your knees, look between your thumbs, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend your knees so deeply you come to sit down on your mat. So once you're seated on your mat, we're going to come into staff pose. To get there, you're going to extend your legs out in front of you and then just shimmy side to side and remove the flesh from underneath your sitting bones so you have a more solid foundation. Your feet are about hip distance. You're going to gently flex them, gently spread the toes, roll your shoulders back, and then reach your hands down by your side and press your hands into the mat. It doesn't look like much, but it is a tough pose for your core strength and for your chest to stay nice and open. So we'll breathe here for 5 deep breaths. From here, bring your hands out in front of you, grab hold of either your shins or take your peace fingers and grab hold of your big toes. And then inhale, lengthen up through your spine, and as you exhale, melt your belly down towards your thighs. So a lot of people, when we do a forward fold, they're really concerned about bringing the head down to the knees. Don't worry about that. When you do that, you're rounding your back and you're actually stretching through your back. Who cares where your head goes? Look out in front of you instead. The goal here is to feel your belly against your thighs because that helps to open up your hamstrings. So breathe wherever you are, let that be enough. We're going to breathe about 5 breaths here. As you inhale, gently release. Then bring your right foot into your inner thigh, bringing that heel as close to the pelvis as you can, and then squaring your upper body over your left leg. Left foot is gently flexed. Bring your hands down to the ground. Ripple up through your spine, low back is long. And then as you exhale, you're going to melt forward. Gently release, long arms. Extend your right leg and then bend your left leg, bringing that left thigh to the bringing the left foot to the inner right thigh, bringing that left heel as close to your pelvis as you can. Shifting your body so you're square over your right leg, bringing your hands down. Gentle flex of the foot. Breathe in, breathe out, melt your belly towards your thighs. Gently release. Now from here we're going to bend both legs, bringing the bottoms of the feet to touch. Pull the feet in as close to your pelvis as you can. Take your thumbs and bring them to the inside arches of your feet. And then you're going to open up your feet like a book. And if your legs are up like this, that just means you have really tight hips, and that's totally fine. It is what it is. All you're going to do is press into your legs using your elbows. Just open up a little bit more. So you're going to open up as wide as you can and then reach your heart forward, trying to keep your low back long. Try not to round through your back too much, and breathe. From here, long arms, sit tall, bring your hands underneath your knees, and then press your knees together. From here, wrap your arms around your shins, lower your chin to your chest, and breathe. Gently release. And then from here, I'm going to come into Navasana, boat pose, which is a really good pose to build core strength. You're going to remove the flesh from underneath your sitting bones, arms out in front of you, plug your arms into your body, lean back, come onto your toes. If you're a beginner, you'll probably want to stay here. Otherwise, you can lift the right leg and then the left, bringing your shins parallel to the ground. That's intermediate. Or if you're advanced, you might want to extend through your legs, pressing the big toe mounds together, spreading the toes, and breathing here. From here, gently release. You're going to bend your legs, bring them halfway back to your butt. Feet are hip distance. And then reach back, bringing your hands halfway back away from you. Hands are about shoulder distance. Press into the feet, press into the hands to lift up, and breathe through your whole front body. Gently release, sit nice and tall, and extend your legs out in front of you. From here, you're going to bring your arms out in front as you bend your right leg, and then cross the right foot over top. Hug that knee in, sit nice and tall. You're going to feel this through your right hip. And we'll gently release and take it to the other side. Cross left foot over right thigh. Hug the knee so it's pointed up to the sky. Sit nice and tall and breathe. Gently release, bring your arms out in front of you, and then slowly, slower than you want to go, roll all the way down to the ground. And once you are there, you're going to bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest, and then just gently roll side to side, or you can stay in stillness, whatever feels best for you. Go ahead and do that. This offers like a really nice massage for the low back. Excellent if you've been traveling or if you've been sitting all day. From here, come to stillness and then interlace your fingers around the top of your right shin. Spread the toes. Extend your left leg down. And then from here, you're going to open up that knee slightly and pull it in towards your armpit. This is going to help you get deeper into opening up the inner thigh and helping to open up the hips even more. Breathe here. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So lift your left leg, hug the knee in towards your chest as you extend your right leg. And then from here, open up your knee slightly, pulling it in towards your armpit. Keep those toes spread and breathe deeply. The reason why I tell you to keep spreading your toes is because when you spread your toes, it fires up all the little muscles in your feet, and everything is connected in the body. So when your feet are on, your ankles are on, your shins are on, everything is turned on and working, so you're less likely to be injured. From here, you're going to bend both legs again, and then take your hands to the tops of your shins. Lift your shins so they feel like they're parallel to the ground. Gently flex your feet, and from here, you're going to open up your legs, letting gravity pull your legs open as you breathe into your inner thighs. Keep those feet flexed. And if you want, you can do like some small circles here, or you can stay in stillness, whatever feels best for you. And then from here, gently press your knees together. Cross your right leg over your left, and then you're going to scissor your shins open. And then lift up and grab hold of wherever works for you. So maybe that's the ankles, maybe it's the bottoms of the feet, and then let your head come back down and pull your legs in towards your chest. This is going to open up all through here. So another great hip opener. And our hips get really tight when we travel or when we're seated all day, so this is another great pose to do if you are a traveler. And from here, you're going to gently unwind, take it to the other side, lift up, pull the legs in, gently flex the feet to protect your ankles. You might notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's normal. That often happens when you are continuously crossing one leg over the other and you never do it the other way. So my best suggestion would be to just pay attention to how you are off the mat, and you'll notice where your imbalances come from. Gently release. And from here, we're going to extend the right leg. Pull the left knee into your body, and then with your right hand, pull the left knee up and over your body to the right, and then cactus your left arm, look out over your left shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe here. Gently release, come back to center. Invite the right knee in towards your chest. Grab a hold with the left hand. Extend your left leg. And then bring that knee up and over the body. Cactusing the right arm, looking out over your right shoulder. And then from here, come back to center. Bring the knees in. Bring your hands to the tops of the knees. Knees are together, arms are long. You're going to make small circles, maybe the size of a dinner plate. And as you do that, you'll notice that you begin to roll onto the edge of the sacrum, the very low part of the back. And then at the end of this circle, you're going to change direction. And then from here, set your feet down, feet together, knees together, and then open up the feet, or open up the knees, but bring the bottoms of the feet to touch for Supta Baddha Konasana. If this is a lot on your inner thighs, you can place rolled blankets or rolled towels underneath your knees, or a yoga block will do under either knee, and that'll help support better. Your hands can be on your belly or off the mat, palms facing up, and you can close your eyes. We're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. quietly open up your eyes, bring your hands underneath your legs, gently press them together, and from here, extend your legs, bringing your feet about mat distance, palms facing up. Go ahead and close your eyes. If you're holding on to stress anywhere, if you're holding on to tension, and if you find any little pockets of tension, go ahead and use your breath like a laser to kind of zap it away. See if you can let your whole body get heavy here. Like this pose should be absolutely effortless. And once you finish scanning your body, close your mouth, but part your teeth. Let your whole body relax here as we come into Shavasana, the final pose. We'll be here for about 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when that time is up. From here, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly roll over onto your right side. And then take a deep breath in. Then gently press into your left hand to sit yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes and just take a second to acknowledge your practice. Acknowledge your commitment to your own well-being. Reconnect with that intention you created at the beginning of your practice. And when you're ready, go ahead and seal it in with Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you have any questions or comments, I'm happy to answer them. And thank you again to Hotel Marlowe, the Kimpton Hotel in Cambridge, for allowing me to film in their beautiful hotel.